NLP was developed in California in the mid-70s. It was developed as a research project in the psychology department. And the cool thing about this is it doesn't have to be just psychotherapy. It started out there. We now use it in everything you can imagine. It's being used in Little League, it's being used in the Olympics, it's being used in parenting, business, communication, health, all kinds of things. These are skills and ideas, concepts, beliefs that were modeled from people who did things in an excellent way. At NLP Midwest, we actually teach those skills from the beginning. We have all kinds of things from a 3-hour introduction to practitioner certification to master certification. We've also done the health certification. So we are really on the cutting edge, and we've always prided ourselves in learning from the very best of the best in the field. We are set up in the state of Nebraska to grant CEUs, continuing education units, to licensed mental health practitioners. Very often people come because they feel like they're stuck. They feel like they are going around in the same circles they've always gone around and can't get out of. They want to motivate themselves. It might be about exercise. It might be about eating right. It might be about getting involved in something where they want to contribute to the world, but they just don't. They keep doing the same old things. Their habits run them. They feel like they can't get along with the people in their lives. They feel like they've got difficult or resistant people that maybe they're managing. Very often in relationships, again, people care about each other, they want to be together, but their communication style or their communication mode is very different. And they don't notice that. They have a tendency to sort for, after they've had some bad experiences, they have a tendency to sort for what's wrong rather than what's right. Often they talk like communication goes like this, you know, my wife's talking here, I'm talking there, we don't hear each other, we're not good at listening. The thing that we do with NLP is to, again, find out how they're working. We don't assume that how their brain works or how their habits work is incorrect. We just find out, first of all, how are they working and what's that doing for them. They wouldn't keep doing it if it wasn't serving them. So we really teach people how to run their brains because they really want to get along but they don't know how. NLP is really the how-to. It was developed to answer the question, if you do that so well, how specifically do you do it? So most of us see relationships that work, but we don't know how to get there. It's really experiential learning. I've had so many people who have, through the years, I've been teaching practitioner training since '94. I've been teaching the skills in a business context since 1990. And I have had many people through my classes, both in business as well as the certification, who've talked about how many books they've read. And eventually they end up in class because they find that while they get it, their learning is from the neck up. You know, we get rewarded for that, especially in this culture. You know, if we can talk about it, think about it, read it, regurgitate it on a test, we think we've really got it. And what they find is that they can't walk it in their lives. They come into class and the first thing they say after the first day or two is, oh my gosh, this is so different. This is what I've been looking for. This is what I couldn't get from the book. I thought I understood it, but I didn't know how to do it myself, and I didn't have anyone to practice with. You know, we hopefully have many people for you to practice with. You get a chance to practice with different kinds of people, and you get your own work done in the meantime. When people do the work in the class, they bring their own situations. Whether it's a communication problem, whether it's a motivation problem, whether it's something where they're challenged interacting with a certain kind of person, all of those things, while you're getting trained, you get a chance to work on those. So very often people who are interested in NLP, the thing I like about that is that they're searching. They're looking to improve their lives. And what I see often when they come in is less confidence than they'd like to have, an inability to communicate clearly, possibly an inability to step into other people's shoes, to really have a good relationship, because that's one of the things that really works well, is to be able to do that. And what I noticed through time is that as they work on their skills and they're in the trainings and they come 2 days a month, that they begin to develop the skills that they've come looking for. I notice an increase in confidence. I notice an increase in their ability to police themselves, to notice when they open their mouth and say something that is either not rapport building, kind of disrespectful, where they're using words that aren't necessarily conducive to a good conversation, a good relationship. And it's always amazing to me how they gain that over time in small chunks, and when they walk away, they not only have conquered some of those things, but they also have outcomes. They have goals for their life. They know what they want to do next. They know how to apply this. And there's just a confidence level and ability to interact and communicate that's different when they leave than when they came. We've had some dramatic instances. So those are the things they come to us with. How does NLP help with that? Well, for one thing, we look at communication as a loop. You know, we're one half, the other people are the other half of the loop. What I can change is my half of the loop. So I have to look at how I'm doing things. Then I can also look at what it is that I'm interacting with. In other words, what are those patterns? And how can I play off that? How can I do it differently? So often when we do things and we don't do it well and we keep getting the result we don't want, people just talk louder and slower. They repeat things. They do it over and over again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. We teach you how to do something different. First of all, notice what's not working. How do you get yourself out of this stuck place where you and this other person are constantly in the same battle, same argument, same resistance? So we teach them to look at themselves, we teach them to notice what the pattern is, and we teach them to do something different. So my criteria is that when you walk out of my classes, you can actually do these things, not just talk about them.